there with 0.2 of a second left.
Yeah, you can see.
Mike Brown's reaction saying there was a foul. The officials conferred, so one of them had to have decided that there was a foul. Otherwise, they would not be reviewing this.
Exactly.
Because it's a clock issue, not a foul issue. And there is the body block thrown by Dalembert. LeBron nods saying, we've got free throws coming. But unfortunately, his vote does not count. Let's look at it one more time. There is little doubt in my mind from that other angle. Let's see it again from this one. It's on Devin Brown. Now watch. Hard to tell enough from that angle because it was pretty tight. Dalembert right there can tell you by the reaction. He thought he had picked up the foul. That's the look of a man who knows he committed a sin there, not that he won the ball game. Sammy going, oh no, please help me. What a great look, guys. And then again, this replay angle, bang. AC, I don't know if you can see those replays at all from where you are.
Well, right now I can see the monitor, and it's definitely, I thought LeBron got fouled twice going down the lane. And then there's definitely a foul.
Free throws are coming. Greg Willard has just said, excuse me, AC, but the Cavaliers are going to go to the line.
Right.
Justice has been served. And a chance to rescue a W. But give the officials credit for having the guts to confer. The Sixers had already gone off the floor, so now Mo Cheeks will vent. He's got to get his guys back out there. But give the officials credit for conferring.
Right, because
in the hysteria.
You're right. It takes this crew realized what was going on, and there was a foul call, and that's exactly what should happen. The Sixers, though, tried to run off the floor to kind of persuade the referee.
Meanwhile, the Sixers come back, and the traffic jam on Broad Street from everybody putting the cars in reverse to come back in the building. Oh, my goodness. AC, in my 25 years of doing this crazy game, I have never seen this.
No, it's almost like the crowd wanted to take the game because it was still time left on the clock, but nobody heard the whistle. That's what the problem is. Nobody heard the whistle.
But you saw Dalembert's reaction. He knew he had committed the foul. And Sammy Dalembert, the last one out of the house.
This is the key free throw right here, though, Fred. If he makes the first one, I would almost say he could hit that second one, but he has to make that first one.
Devin Brown, a 75% free thrower this year, 78% for his career. Trying to collect himself with 0.2 of a second left.
And now this is the kind of situation where your routine is what you depend on, because you have all these people in here, you're in a hostile environment. When you get to that line, you will not feel anything. You will have cotton mouth. You won't feel anything. You have to depend on your routine.
Andre Miller purposely walking in front of Devin, circling around, trying to disrupt his rhythm. One for the tie, two for the lead. Got it!
Yes, baby!
That's former San Antonio Spur is a tough one.
That's why you shoot them 100 at a time. That's why you stay in the gym after practice for these situations just like this.
That's what Brown can do for you. 91-90 Cavaliers, 0.2 of a second left. Unbelievable. How about the pressure of that? Like nobody else was in the gym. He dropped them both.
Okay.
Devin Brown, unbelievable. In his first year as a Cavalier. One more again. The look at the foul that sent Philly into a tizzy.
There's the foul right before the buzzer. Right before the buzzer, there it was. And no, the crowd was so loud, you you could not hear the whistle.
You think King James knows? Absolutely.
You could not hear the whistle. That's why everybody did what they did, because you could not hear the whistle.
Release, spin, net, and LeBron knew it. Now they've got to compose themselves. All Philly can do here is tip it. They cannot catch the basketball by rule. Z will bother the inbound. Cavaliers have to bat it away without committing a foul. No time to catch and shoot, doesn't matter. Cavaliers win the ultimate Brinks robbery. Gilbert Arenas, welcome back to Cleveland. Look at this. Team chemistry all of a sudden comes in the blink of an eye with 0.2 of a second left. Two of the most famous free throws in wine and gold history, because the Cavaliers have wrapped up the 4th seed. Let's go to AC, who has the man of renown alongside.
Well, Devin, first of all, how did it feel standing up there at the foul line?
Man, I was up there all by myself. I couldn't see anything. I couldn't focus on anything. Emotional night, you know. Didn't get the nod at start, and so your feelings change, but you still got to be professional. You go out there, you play hard, you take care of your job. Everything else will handle itself. But I just had to get the ball in front of the rim and let everything else happen.
All right, we're taking a look at the free throw right now, and you look pretty calm up there to me. But after you practice and shoot hundreds and hundreds, you just go on your routine, huh?
Yeah, you just go into your routine, and like I said, you got to get the ball up, because a lot of times when you're waiting like that and you're waiting, all your shots going to be short. So I just wanted to get it up in the air, and they went in, and we got the win.
How does it feel now that you clinched the home court advantage, ready for the next series?
We're ready. We got Washington. They've been saying a lot. We'll be ready to play, and let's go get it done.
All right, I like that attitude.
All right.
Great going, Devin. Well, all I can tell you is the Cavaliers come away with a great victory. Devin Brown has ice water in his veins.
It's that championship pedigree in a town where they boo Santa Claus. Now they're booing everybody wearing a whistle. Too bad, so sad. Good night, Philly. It has been a riot. Thanks for letting us come into your house and clinch home court. We are heading home, Cleveland. Cavaliers and Wizards ready to get it on for the 3rd year in a row this weekend. A lot of the folks who left the building early still don't know what happened. 91-90, they are just getting the news. The Cavaliers with a steal of their own. 91-90, but ultimately the right call was made. There was a foul call, and I think you hit nail on the head. The whistle was blown, but nobody could hear it because of the incredible noise. And that last possession, the final couple of seconds, clearly it was a foul. Dallenberg's face told you it was a foul. They sorted it out. It came with 0.2 of a second left, and one of the darndest innings I've ever seen.
You're right, and what I hope is that this wakes the Cavaliers up, and now they're ready to play playoff basketball, because they needed something like this to jolt them, and I think this might be the jolt they needed. But it was great to see Devin stand up there, and I know when you practice free throw after free throw and you're standing there in the gym by yourself, those are situations where they pay off, and you feel good about that. The whole team, you could just see the whole team rose up when he made those 2 free throws. You could see they wanted this game bad. Now let's hope that this is what they need to catapult them off into the playoffs.
But the fact that he's been through the championship wars with San Antonio in 05 had to come into play there with the cool and calm that he used to knock those 2 down. In fact, let's look at him again. Our AmTrust save of the game is indeed Devin Brown has perhaps saved this Cavalier season. Who knows? Certainly the regular season.
I would say that.
As he knocked them both down.
Stood up there right away. Again, believing in his technique and his pride. Look at LeBron saying, okay, let's put this in. Look at everybody's into it. Steps up there, takes his 3 dribbles, squats the knees, and knocks it down.
And as a basketball player, that is what you live for right there. The reaction from your teammates, the guys who show the ultimate respect for a guy who is very deserving of the pats on the back. A money market account from AmTrust Bank is a great way to save, and it only takes $1,000 to get started. Call, click, or come in today. Their newest location is now open on Detroit Road in Westlake, across from the Promenade. Devin Brown, also our Pontiac GMC Player of the Game. And, you know, he's been a welcome addition to this franchise from the day he walked in. He's the ultimate professional.
Yes.
So to see him enjoy the fruits of that labor,
Yes.
it does your heart good because he's earned it.
Yes, he has. And in a game that is important as this game is tonight for them in getting that home court advantage, to step up there, come to the team new, and still deliver something solid like that to this franchise, I think you have to take your hat off to the young man. I really like his style. He brings a very professional style, a no-nonsense type style to the team, and he was rewarded. To me, his style of play was rewarded tonight by giving him an opportunity to put things in proper perspective for the Cavaliers.
And isn't fun to play the Pistons on Wednesday in a game that means nothing other than fan appreciation night? But
Right. I mean, because that's what they wanted. An opportunity to kind of enjoy the season that they've had, even though it's been one of injury. With Sasha going down again tonight, it seems like it never ends this season. But at the same time, they have a chance to sit back and regroup themselves and get ready for a tough series with the Washington Wizards.
no question about it. Round 3 between these two Eastern Conference rivals, of course, starting this weekend. We'll find out soon when and what time, but worth looking at it again. We'll never get tired of looking at that videotape. Neither will King James nor Devin Brown. Cavaliers coming home, 91-90 winners. Stay tuned for Cavaliers Live.
Welcome to Cavaliers Live on FSN Ohio, officially sponsored by Pontiac and GMC. Here are your hosts, Jeff Phelps and Campy Russell.
Watch the clock, watch the shot. Was Devin Brown fouled with time still on the clock? The referee said yes, Campy.
Well, it was absolutely yes, because Devin ended up going to the free throw line, making 2 big shots. We talked about this during the during the pregame, is being high or low. Devin is the kind of guy who is always at an even temperament. That's why he can step to the line and make those kind of free throws.
LeBron James showing us, yes, the Cavaliers did it. They needed one. They got one.
Yes.
With a little extra figuring out of exactly what was going on. Welcome, everybody, to Cavaliers Live, presented by Pontiac and GMC. I'm Jeff Phelps. My partner is Campy Russell. The Cavaliers did it. They had to go to Philadelphia tonight and come up with a win to lock up home court advantage in the first round against the Washington Wizards. And that's exactly what happened tonight. After a little debate, after a little figuring out, and it's a good thing they did too, Campy, because Washington, a big winner at home tonight over Indiana.
Hey, you know something? I'm just happy that we maintained this 4th position. We got home court advantage. We're going to play against the Washington Wizards. Sometimes you need a little help, and tonight we got some help with a tough effort by Devin Brown in terms of being in the right place at the right time. We came up with a win, and consequently went in 4th place, getting ready to play. And I think this is a good sign for us. It's finally gotten something to go our way.
You really didn't want the Cavaliers at the free throw line late in this game, Campy, because they had problems at the free throw line during this game. 13 of 21, so they were 11 of 19 when Devin Brown went to the free throw line to shoot those 2 foul shots.
Well, as we were sitting there watching the game, we were debating about this, and I said Devin will definitely come to the line and make these shots again, because he never gets high and he never gets low. He's always at an even keel, and when you have that type of temperament, most of the time you're going to go to the line and make big shots. Devin Brown is an outstanding basketball player. Came off the bench, played real solid for us. Again, the only thing I don't like about this is those 17 turnovers, and that is the thing that got the Philadelphia 76ers back in the game as well. But hey, good win. Let's deal with it.
The good thing is the Cavaliers got the win. The disturbing part, they had a 12-point lead in the 4th quarter and let it all get away in less than 5 minutes. Let's go back to the Wachovia Center. Austin Carr joining us right now. AC Campy said he hasn't seen anything that screwy at the end of the game ever in his career. How about you?
I've never seen anything like that before. I mean, when you look at how the fans were about to attack me under the basket, I thought I'd have to pull out my start fighting. I mean, it was serious down there. You stole it from me, but it was the proper call. I thought when LeBron drove down the lane, they bumped him once, and then they bumped him twice going in there. And you take a look at how it all unfolded there. When he went down the lane, he got fouled, and Devin right there, he got fouled, and Devin got fouled right there. And what I have to take my hat off to, the referees did not swallow their whistle. They sat there and they conferred and they realized that the whistle was blown, but it was so loud you couldn't hear anything. And to see Devin step up there, like Campy said, he stays an even kill. Which way the other Andre Miller upset? But hey, I understand how he feels. And the key thing about it, I thought one of the interesting things is the Cavaliers were horrible from the free throw lane all evening. And then he steps up and hit 2 crucial shots like that, big time. And hopefully that gives them a jolt that they need to get them back into playing up-tempo and intensified ball, because in that fourth quarter in the playoffs, once you get that 12-point lead with 9 minutes left in the game, you have to finish the ball game. And that's something they haven't been able to do. Hopefully that will help them get that going and going into the playoffs.
AC, you made an outstanding comment earlier when you were saying that hopefully this is something that will jolt them or even make them start playing with a great sense of urgency, particularly from a defensive standpoint. And I know sometimes you just need to have some type of break. And tonight, there's no question we got a good break.
You're right, Campbell. You got to have something, because they've been sleepwalking all up until this time. And then all of a sudden, they started playing defense up in everybody's face. And you could just see it. They just relaxed. I mean, it was like, okay, they let people penetrate. They let them come through the lane. They had cut all that out. And then all of a sudden, when you go to pass the ball in, you turn the ball over, they get a layup. I mean, they just went to sleep, and they had been doing that the last 5, 6, 7 games. Hopefully now they understand and get back into keeping that focus as long, because the Washington Wizards are going to come at the Cavaliers thinking that they can beat us. And when you have a team with that little bit of a mental edge, it's tough to handle them. You're going to have to come ready for them, because Hayward is always a physical guy in the middle.
We hope to see you Wednesday at Quicken Loans Arena, so be very careful going out to the bus, trying to get out of town tonight, okay?
Where are they? Where are they?
Get a hat, put it on, and just get out of there.
Okay, I'll do that, guys. See you Wednesday.
All right, Austin.
Okay.
Austin going undercover at the Wachovia Center tonight.
All put a mustache on.
Name of self-preservation, right?
Yes.
When we come back on Cavaliers Live, we will take a look at the highlights of this one. Mike Brown. Well, I can't wait to hear what Mike has to say after this. Mike did a little politicking there, and it paid off. Cavaliers, home court advantage. Samuel Dalembert feeling pain, not just once, but twice tonight. Once when he thought he committed a foul. Oh, wait a minute. They didn't call the foul. We won. Okay. I'll get that look off my face. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe they're going to. Oh, boy. He was going back and forth all night. The referees sorted it all out, sent Devin Brown to the free throw line. And Campy, what do you know? Cavaliers end up with a win after I had already written down the final score with the Sixers winning, and all of the websites printed the box score with the 76ers winning, so everybody had to go back and change things.
Well, one thing that Dalembert did, he gave it all away when he raised his hand.
Yeah.
And when he raised his hand, they say, oh, somebody did foul someone there. But something, again, I think this was just a great break and a great opportunity for the Cavaliers. Now they have to capitalize on it by really getting their act together from an offensive standpoint as well as a defensive standpoint, and a better sense of urgency, because it's all about urgency right now because we're going into the playoffs.
Leading scorers for the Cavaliers tonight, the men that we can expect to lead the Cavaliers throughout the playoffs. LeBron James, 27 points. Zydrunas Ilgauskas, 22 points to go along with 7 rebounds. Devin Brown coming off the bench tonight. Mike Brown changing up the starting lineup. Sasha Pavlovich back in as a starter until he was injured in the third quarter. Try to get an update on Sasha, but Devin hitting those 2 critical free throws, Campy, and coming through with 13 points.
Not only did he hit those critical free throws, Devin really kind of changed the focus of the game in terms of attacking the rim, attacking the basket, creating opportunities for guys to take wide open jump shots, and more importantly, he played a solid defensive game. That's Devin's basketball. That's the way he plays basketball, and that's the kind of effort you got to have, particularly from a guy that's coming off the bench. And Devin delivered tonight. I like how Boobie played. I think he's getting back more and more into the rhythm of the game. He made a couple three-point shots. I like how his confidence is beginning to grow.
It went back and forth over the last minute, 10 seconds or so, and then it came down to 0.2 seconds. Mike Brown on the campaign trail. If you want to be elected to an office, contact Mike Brown. Here he is at the Wachovia Center.
I'll tell you what, it was a whale of a game. It was up and down the whole game. An emotional roller coaster throughout the course. I thought we got just enough stops. We did just enough things right to squeeze a win out of here. Late in the game, they started getting offensive rebounds, and they started hitting some shots that they didn't hit earlier, which tightened the game in that fourth quarter. Z was huge for us. I thought not only was Z huge for us, I thought our bench was real big for us too. Their activity, whether it was on the glass or just defensively, or trying to make basketball plays offensively, was big for us. I thought our offensive rebounding was key tonight because it helped us get points when we struggled. Devin Brown was terrific. I mean, for him to step up to the free throw line when the game was on the line like that, after that length of a delay, and to knock those 2 free throws down. I mean, I don't even think the free throws touched the rim at all. I think they went straight in without hesitation, and or without hitting anything. I mean, that is just huge. That is big-time confidence in himself, and it was huge for him to be able to do that, especially after that lengthy delay.
How confident were you that it was going to be reversed and you were going to have a chance to get those free throws?
Well, I snuck over to these guys' TV and I saw the replay, and if you look at the replay, I mean, the ball's not even in his hands by the time the buzzer went off. And I mean, that would have been a tough play for them to say, no, the foul didn't happen until after the buzzer, because he had a ball. So once I saw the replay, I was pretty confident that they would reverse or make the correct call.
Can you explain from Devin's standpoint, we talked him to, how difficult it is in that environment, in that pressure, to hit those free throws?
Yeah, that's a difficult thing to do. Just shooting the free throws itself is a huge thing, but after that delay, and then Andre Miller walks in front of him, and Mo Cheeks did what he was supposed to do by arguing with Greg Willard to make it even a longer delay. It's big. It's big-time confidence. It's big-time confidence in himself, and I'm happy for him. I'm happy for the team because I thought our guys deserve a win.
Almost lost in all this is now the fact that you guys have the number 4 seed. Almost lost in all this is the fact you have the number 4 seed now, an home court advantage for the first round.
Yeah, and that's what we wanted to try to set out to do, and we took the long. We did it the long way, but we have it. The one thing that's good is we'll be able to get these guys some rest, especially LeBron, these last few days before the playoffs start. He's a guy that has played big minutes tonight. He played 41 minutes for us tonight, but we've been sitting in practice. He hadn't practiced in about 3 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks, and so that's where he's been getting a ton of his rest. And then prior to tonight, he's been right around that 37-a-minute game the last couple of games. So it'd be good to get him off his feet and get Z off his feet, and Ben too, and possibly look at some other guys.
You've had a lot of stuff happening to you guys this season that's out of your control and weird. Is this a bit of a balance in the scales, maybe?
It's not going to balance the scales, but we'll take it. We'll definitely take this one tonight, give it back, and it is good to see some sort of a bounce go our way.
What about Sasha?
Boy, that's a tough one, because he came out the last few games. He played well. I thought he played well tonight, the minutes that he played, and it's unfortunate, but our team's just got to keep trying to find a way. No, I don't.
Mike, you talked pregame about how it might take one play or one series or one game to change team chemistry. Might this be a play that does it heading into the playoffs?
It could. You never know. This is definitely a nice win for us to get on the road. It's definitely a confidence builder for our guys. So we'll have to wait and see. But this definitely could be the play.
Mike Brown sounding very, relieved, maybe, Campy, is the best way to describe Mike Brown tonight.
Well, I'm sure he's relieved. But more importantly, I think, as I always say, confidence is a fleeting thing. It comes and goes. And I think tonight, just because we won this game here, I think it's going to put them on a different level in terms of their own thoughts and how they should approach a game. And we'll see as we go forward. But, hey, this was a great win for us, even though it took a little while for us to get it. But
great win, but you're not happy with what happened in the fourth quarter.
No, I was not. Yeah. Not at all. And I think you said it earlier when we gave up so many points down the stretch.
LeBron James in there campaigning along with Mike Brown. We will talk to LeBron when we come back on Cavaliers Live. Cavs get the win. They get home court advantage in the first round.
Cavaliers Live on FSN Ohio is brought to you by your Northern Ohio Pontiac and GMC dealers, by the law offices of Timothy P. Misney. Misney makes them pay. And by Isley's Chip Chopped Ham, family favorites for generations.
From a Cavaliers standpoint, the referees took the time to make the right call. From a 76er fan standpoint, not so much. 91-90, the final score. Cavaliers, after some discussion, after a little debate, after a little all kinds of things, end up with the win. Third straight year, Cavaliers are on their way to the playoffs. Started in 2006, made it to the conference semifinals. Last year, of course, going all the way to the NBA Finals, losing to the San Antonio Spurs, and now they will start this year in the 4th spot in the Eastern Conference. Home court advantage in round number 1 coming up against the Washington Wizards, and the Cavaliers a chance to finish with 46 wins if they can take care of the Pistons Wednesday night at Quicken Loans Arena. Welcome back to Cavaliers Live, presented by Pontiac and GMC. LeBron James in this game, I think the shot everybody will remember, Campy, is at the end of the game, LeBron at the other end of the floor, watching Devin Brown. After he made the first one, he felt good. After he put up that second one, as soon as it was put up, LeBron knew it was good, put his hand in the air, and he knew the Cavaliers had a victory. Let's go right back to the Wachovia Center. LeBron James in the locker room with Fred McLeod.
I was going to say that almost lost and all this is the fact that you guys did like a number 4 seed. How important and how vital is that for this team to be able to
Well, that was one of our goals, to lock up the 4th seed and have home court throughout the first round. And, you know, we know how dangerous we are at home, so it was important. This can really catapult us to going into the postseason and playing well on the road. So this is a very good team, and you know, they should be excited about the postseason.
How confident were you that the call was going to be made, and after that?
Well, after I seen the replay, I was very confident because he definitely got fouled. If you look at the replay, he got fouled with .2 on the clock. So I was very confident.
Ron, you had a lot of stuff go against you guys this year, a lot of bad luck, some would say. Was this balanced out?
No. No, but we had.
You guys due for a break?
Yeah, we was due for a break. We've definitely had some calls go out the wrong way, and some plays go the wrong way at wrong times of the game. So it was good to see the ball jump on the other end, you know, for a change.
Can you describe how much concentration it takes for anybody to make those free throws?
It was big, man. You know, earlier this year, I had to make 3 free throws to send it into overtime, and it's real. It's tough. So go up there, you got to be really mentally focused to go up there and knock what Devin did. That's a big thing for him and for our team. That's really big.
But you know, amidst all what was at stake, and you know, you play for pay, but still it comes back down to emotion and winning ball games. And seeing you guys hug Devin was something to behold.
Well, that's why it meant a lot more because of what those free throws meant. It meant, you know, home court. It meant, you know, our road struggles. It meant, you know, a breakthrough for us finally, and then Devin as an individual, I bet it meant a lot to him too. So it was big to see him make those.
Do you expect some of the trash talking to go, or is it going to be one way this week?
No, we never done much trash talking, and we're not going to do it. That's not how we play the game of basketball. We know we're going to hear a lot of it from Washington because that's what they do. So we're looking forward to playing them in the first round, and you know, preparing ourselves to go out and try to win.
One other point, the defense you guys played for probably 3.5 quarters was the kind of defense that you guys know you can play. Can that be a carryover effect?
Well, what we did, we locked down defensively on the perimeter first. Like Washington and like Philly, they have great guard play. They have great guard play, and if you don't stop their guard play, then you won't be effective against them. So we locked down defensively for 3.5 quarters, like you said, on this team here, and you know, which helped us to win a big game in a row.
Yeah, I've also got to ask you about the first half throwdown, one on 3.
Yeah, I'm ready to see it when I get home.
You were impressed with that, weren't you?
Yeah, I can't wait to see it.
All right, Jeff, let's shoot it back to you in the studio.
Yeah, man. I guess.
Nice to see LeBron smiling after this game tonight, especially Campy. And this is the troubling part. Everybody's happy with the win. Everybody should be happy with the win. Just like last night, that's the bottom line. Right. You ended up with the win. But still, it was a 12-point lead. And less than 5 minutes later, that 12-point lead was gone.
Yeah, you know, again, it goes back to that total focus that we've been talking about, and the focus have not been there defensively, particularly in terms of just really being able to make stops. And then secondly, is turning the ball over, because in order for the Philadelphia 76ers to get back in the game, we turned the ball over like 3 or 4 times in a row, and we have 17 for the game. So really, we have to get back to this sense of urgency in terms of our effort, our determination, and getting back to playing solid basketball. And we haven't done that, so hopefully this game will kick us off in that direction.
If things hadn't changed in the final 0.2 of a second tonight in Philadelphia, the Cavaliers would have been in pretty much a must-win situation Wednesday night against the Detroit Pistons. That's because the Wizards, home tonight against the Indiana Pacers, looking good. They were up by 12 points at halftime, Campy. And the reason why, bench was outstanding, outscoring Indiana 42-11 in the first half with Mason, Blatch, and Nick Young really doing the work.
Well, this Wizards team is a really interesting team because what they do is stay within the confines of their offense. No one deviates outside of it. They trust what they're trying to do, and they execute right down to the very nitty-gritty of it. And that's what you have to do in this basketball year, and the way they play is to stay within each other and just play solid basketball and trust each other.
That's Danny Granger. He had 35 points, 7 of 11 on threes for Granger. Well, that's all right. Roger Mason was 7 of 9 on threes. He had 31 points for Washington. They get the win tonight. It's 117-110. And Campy, that's the dangerous thing about Washington. Roger Mason scores 31 points tonight. Not Caron Butler, who didn't play, not Gilbert Arenas, who didn't play. So those two guys sat out in a game that Washington probably thought we need to win so that we can keep our chances against the Cavs. It's Roger Mason who steps up for 31.
Well, you know, again, everybody stays within the confines of the offense, and Roger Mason is an outstanding offensive player. He came in here as a shooter, and consequently, as you watch the game there, he was shooting a lot of three-point uncontested shots. So, you know something, this is going to be a tough game against the Wizards as we go forward because they've already thrown the first brick, as I call it.
First couple of bricks.
Yeah, exactly, first couple of bricks. So now it's going to come down to really us being ready and prepared to play because Gilbert Arenas needs some incentive for himself to drive himself. So, you know something? We just have to become ready to play, and if we do that, we should be okay.
He's not quite healthy. Neither is Caron Butler. And tonight, Deshaun Stevenson left with a sore back. LeBron James back. Well, we've heard it's sore. Didn't look sore on that one, did it? We'll take a look at what's coming up next for the Cavaliers when we return.
The Cavs Fan Cam is brought to you by Bud Light. Bud Light keeps it coming.
Hey guys, this is Dave from Lakewood, Ohio. I wanted to ask you, what is the biggest benefit Ben Wallace brings to the Cavs headed into the playoffs?
Dave, I think the reason Ben Wallace is here, defense, toughness, and playoff experience. But Campy, we're still waiting to see those things from Ben Wallace. He's been bothered by his back injury a little bit, and really, I don't think the Ben Wallace the Cavaliers were hoping to see has played yet for the Cavaliers.
Well, Jeff, you're absolutely right. You know, we brought him in here for all those reasons, and he stands in similar to Anderson Varejao. But one of the things I have not seen from Ben since he's been here, I haven't seen that fire in his eyes. I haven't seen that determination that has made Ben Wallace the player that he is. But again, I think maybe that has to do with just just being here at this particular point and then being hurt in and out of the lineup. But you know something? Ben will definitely rise to the occasion because he's that kind of guy and he has that kind of heart.
Maybe we'll see the headband and the hair going nuts for the playoffs.
Yes,
huh?
yes.
Or maybe we'll see it Wednesday night because coming to Quicken Loans Arena, Ben's former team, the Detroit Pistons. And this turns out, Campy, to be a game that the Cavaliers don't have to have, which, you know, you don't want the last game of the season to be a game you have to have, especially when you're going against Chauncey Billups and Richard Hamilton and Rasheed Wallace.
Well, I think in this game on tomorrow is a game that everybody will play their second team, and just, you know, everybody's going to start the team right off. But after a couple of quarters or whatever, they're going to start pulling guys out and getting everybody ready for either Saturday or Sunday.
And you have to think that maybe this is a game where LeBron James doesn't play at all, Campy.
Well, I think it would make sense to not even put him in there, continue to let him get healthy and get rest as much as he can, because we know once the playoff starts, he's going to be carrying a lot of minutes, and Z's going to be carrying a lot of minutes as well, along with Delonte. So you may want to take a look at trying to rest those guys and get them ready for the playoffs.
One thing about the Pistons, Campy, that's one of the reasons the 76ers desperately wanted that win tonight. They're going back and forth with Toronto to figure out who is the 6th seed and who is the 7th seed, because the number 6 seed plays Orlando. Nothing against the Magic, but not a lot of playoff experience, a younger team. The 7th seed ends up playing Detroit in the first round, and you do not want to play Detroit in the first round if you're a young team like Toronto or Philadelphia just trying to get in there?
Well, you know, from the standpoint of the Philadelphia 76ers, I think that they will play the Detroit Pistons real hard because they're a young, energetic team, and they come with a lot of different bodies. So when you come with a lot of different bodies against an older team like the Detroit Pistons, you're going to give them problems. So I really expect if the Sixers do play the Pistons, that they will give them a better game than people really think, because right now that young team is playing outstanding basketball.
With 9 minutes and 35 seconds to go tonight in Philadelphia, I think the last thing anybody expected was a dramatic finish at the Wachovia Center, but that's exactly what happened. Cavaliers down by a point, under a second left. When Devin Brown ends up with the basketball, he's fouled. Everybody thought the Sixers had won the game. The time had run out. However, Mike Brown says, wait a minute, he was fouled before time ran out. Mike starts debating with everybody. He was right. Devin Brown goes to the free throw line. Hit one, hit two. Cavaliers up by a point, and Campy, they hang on, despite Andre Miller's thoughts otherwise. And after Sasha getting hurt, guys, maybe the last thing you should have done here was beat on Devin Brown.
That's an outstanding point. You know, that's an outstanding point there.
Number 4 for the Cavaliers in the Eastern Conference. It's wrapped up. It's done. Washington finishes number 5, so the Cavaliers home court advantage in the first round of the playoffs. And as Zydrunas Ilgauskas told me last night, that's probably a good thing, because this series just might go 7 games. These teams could go back and forth, and Z wants Game 7 at Quicken Loans Arena if it comes to that, Campy.
I think you're going to see a lot of series going longer than most people think. And again, I'm going to always say that Detroit-Philadelphia series is going to be a tough one. I think that Orlando Magic, as well as the Toronto series, is going to be a tough one, as well as ours. I cannot let ours slip by there as well. But you know something, all 3 of those teams have to be ready to play, particularly Cavaliers, and they have to get focused right away and not really wait on anything, but jump right out there right from the beginning, because the Wizards are going to be ready to play.
It can't be. The 76ers probably don't want to play Detroit in the first round, but I'll bet the 76ers or the Pistons don't want to play the 76ers either. They'd probably rather play Toronto.
Oh, there's no question about it, because they have handled Toronto much easier than they've handled the Philadelphia 76ers. And the thing that the Pistons cannot do is they cannot gauge the Philadelphia 76ers speed and quickness, and because they have no answer for that. So only thing that the Pistons is really going to be going against with is that they have been through the wars before and they totally understand it. But when you got a young team that just don't think about that, don't care, you have a problem.
3rd straight year now, the Cavaliers will play the Washington Wizards in the first round of the playoffs. Cavaliers have been quiet. They haven't said much of anything. I think they're worried about what they've been trying to get accomplished. Washington Wizards, for whatever reason, have been very vocal about the Cavaliers before they even knew they'd be playing the Cavaliers. I think everybody, says Gilbert Arenas on his blog, I think everybody wants Cleveland in that first round. They've been a 500 team ever since the trade, and everybody wants a chance at that matchup. We want Cleveland for our own reasons. We don't think they can beat us in the playoffs 3 straight years. Well, that may or may not be true, Campy, but why would a guy say those things? Why? And Gilbert probably wants to inspire himself, but even with that, why do you throw those things out there?
Well, I think Gilbert has something to prove of himself, because remember when LeBron walked in front of him down the stretch,
and he was a
90% free throw shooter. So
that was 2 years ago.
Exactly. So Gilbert has something to prove as well, and you know something? He's just trying to motivate his team. He knows what type of team he has here, so he has to do whatever he needs to do to get those guys ready.
Speaking for all Cavalier fans, thank you, Devin Brown. The 12-point lead disappeared. Devin wins it with .2 left on the clock. Cavaliers get home court advantage in the first round of the playoffs. Pistons on Wednesday. Campy and I will see you with Cavaliers Live at 6:30.